Right, welcome to this garage clip with Joanne. I call her the survivor because she's had many challenges. Started out as an Ironman triathlete, Iron Woman triathlete, and anyways, we went over that in the objectives and the intro. But we're going to progress her workout now. We're going to start with the warm-up. So we did scapular depression, so we'll have Joanne come down. And what I'll have her do to sort of progress the workout is she'll actually go from a scapular depression into a full pull-up. So she'll just do the depression, she'll pull herself all the way up slowly, integrating her lats, shoulders away from her ears, and then she'll reset. So she'll, again, just do that scapular depression, pull all the way up, lats are firing, and she's got great alignment right through the crown of the head. Perfect. So then I may have her turn over for scapular protraction with the dumbbells. I might have her do an actual full chest press. So she might take her arms up, so she might bend her elbows down into her body and then push all the way up, focusing on the protraction, reaching to the ceiling, shoulders come off, and again coming all the way back down. So we're just performing more of an integrated motion and still focusing on the protraction of her scapula. It's a slow awareness exercise. Nice. And then last but not least, that warm-up, we had her lying face down for scapular retraction. And I would just really angle her arms so that her arms may, instead of being straight out to the side, they would be slightly up, and then she's going to bring her shoulder blades together, and then maybe slightly a little bit higher, and then bringing her shoulders down and together. Nice. And then maybe bring her arms more towards her body, lifting up, down and together, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Good. And pause. All right. Next, I would have her move on now to her actual workout, and she would attach the squat stand. She would attach the squat stand. I would attach the squat stand, and we're going to have her do the bridge squat, but we're actually going to change it up. So you're going to move right down to the bottom of the glide board, Joanne. You're going to push the glide board all the way up. Good. And now you're going to bring your feet a little closer together. You're actually going to go parallel. So bring your feet in line. You're still going to keep your hips up. Nice. And we're going to go unilateral on this exercise. So lift one leg up. So we're going to take that bridge position and have her go one leg at a time. So a lot of work happening in terms of the extensor chain, low back, glute, hamstring. Okay. Moving into more of a parallel position. Beautiful. Next, we did the sprinter start squat. So we'd have you carefully turn over. And we would progress this exercise by starting in the same position. And she's going to be in plantar flexion, meaning the heel is up on the base leg. Push the glide board up. Now the difference here is I'm going to have her lift this base knee off of the GTS and keep it up. Good. Now bend your right knee and back up. Nice. So as you can see, this is really tough from a core perspective. A lot of shoulder girdle stabilization, which she's handling very, very nicely. Beautiful. And release, down, and pause. Good. So bringing that knee off the glide board right away creates a greater challenge. Last in this sequence was the heel raise. So we'll have you lay on your back again, scoot down towards the bottom of the glide board. And I would basically want to just take this unilateral. So push yourself all the way up. So a couple things I could do. First of all, we could just repeat the same exercise where she's concentric, bilateral, eccentric, unilateral, but knee slightly bent. So knee slightly bent is just going to take her a little bit more into the soleus. So take it down slow. And then use both legs to lift. Take it down slow. Keep a little knee bend, little knee bend, little knee bend. So to work deeper in the soleus, rather than focusing more on gastroc. Nice. And then the other thing I would do is keep this knee straight now. And she's not quite there yet, but I would have her lift her foot off completely. Okay, you don't have to do it, but I would want to work her gradually towards doing a unilateral heel raise. Okay, great. So that's our first actual strength sequence. So we'd have her move on now, where we would lower her down to level 2. And then take the squat stand off. And then pop the standing platform on. All right, so first we'll have you lay face down. We're going to bring the lap bars down. So we started, remember, with that unilateral pull-up, and the other hand's on the forehead. So a couple things I might do here. One is to add rotation. So as she pulls up, she's going to rotate towards me, open up, nice, and then all the way back down. So she's still moving through the Superman exercise where her lower body is very active in lifting. Her hips are glued to the glide board. She's really opening up through the front of the chest on the left side, which is nice. Shoulders away from the ears and getting a lot of great lat work. So adding some rotation. The other thing I might have her do is not rotate, but reach this arm, this free arm, over the lat bar as she pulls up. So pull up, reach above, right between the tower and the cable, and then come down to your forehead as you come down. Again, reach up. Now this is going to be tough for her because she's got to maintain a lot of shoulder extension, and she's tight through her pec minor, okay, which is a challenge in terms of shoulder girdle stability. So it forces her to keep this elbow high, to reach all the way up. Good, keep your chin down a little bit, reach the crown of the head towards the tower, and back down. Okay, so a couple of progressions with that exercise. So let's have you turn over, and in terms of, we did a chest fly in a bridge position. So we'll have you move down to the bottom of the glide board. Good, and you're going to take the dumbbell in one hand. So take your hips up. Nice. So we lifted the opposite leg up. Let's lift the same side leg up now. Now take the arm up to the ceiling, and here we go. Move the glide board up and then back. Nice. So right away we can see this hip is dropping a little bit. So let's try to level this out. So as we switch the base leg, it's a lot harder to stabilize. Keeping the toes down is important. Driving strong through that heel. Keep this hip up a little bit higher. So just changing the base leg and changing, making it ipsilateral, contralateral, etc. And pause, and let's switch it up. Good. Let's go on now. So our third exercise was that side bridge. So what I would have Joanne do here is stack her feet one on top of the other. Nice. Now take the ball as well. So we'd have her lift up. So it's going to be a lot harder to stack her feet. Then she's going to reach up and try to reach up and back a little bit more. Extend back towards the wall slowly. Good. Now come down and reach underneath your body with the ball. Reach underneath a little bit. Nice. Reach up and extend back. So we add a little bit more range of motion with the rotation. We would do one of these. There you go. And or stack the feet. Okay, so both of these at the same time would be tough. I would add one and then add another. Pause. Good. Great. All right. So that's your next sequence. We completed that sequence with some progressions. So we would move on, and we would attach the pulley to the glide board. And our next exercise was that crossover crunch. And we were up to level 3. So grabbing the opposite handle, lying on your back here, sitting towards the bottom of the glide board. Good. So this hand's going to be on the bottom, the other hand on the top. Reach all the way back. So what I might have her do is as she comes across, you're going to lift both legs off the glide board just a little bit. Okay, so come up, both legs up just a bit. Good, and then all the way back, feet go down. Come up, feet come up just a bit, then all the way back down. Good. Now try to keep your legs up the whole time and then reach back. So if she keeps her legs up the whole time, a lot more core stability. She's going to be working against gravity even more because she's on that incline. So I would just do some variations there. Another thing that she could do is reach back. As you come up, extend this leg out. Extend it, reach towards it, and then back. So just switch it up with the leg motion. Make it a little bit more interesting. Different movement patterns with the legs, and pause. Good. So next exercise was that V-sit twist. So what I may do with Joanne is have her face the other direction now. So you're going to turn and you're going to face the tower, straddle the glide board. Good. You're going to grab the kettlebell. Now keep your toes on the floor, like heels up, and then lean back a little bit. So it's going to be tougher here because now she's going to be on the incline in the other direction, and twist. So immediately there's a greater challenge because she is facing the tower and she's working against gravity with the upper body before she was working against gravity with the lower body. Try to lift your feet in the air if you can. Nice. Bring your feet out in front of you, up on the glide board, just off the glide board. Nice. And then move your legs in opposition, both legs together, and let them twist. Good. And feet are down. Pause. One other thing we may do here is have you face that direction. So we would have her one hip is going to be lower than the other. Lean back a little bit and twist. So again, we're using that incline, so as she twists right, it's even tougher to come back over because we have her on an angle here, so just she's gravity resisted as she rotates to the right and comes out of that rotation. So I may have her do a certain number of reps on one side and a certain number of reps on the other side. Again, just using that incline to your advantage in terms of mixing up the exercises. All right, last exercise here was this extension with the cable. And I would just have Joanne do different angles. So rather than coming straight through and up, I would have her come slightly left, slightly right. So here we go, bend, slightly left, slightly right, beautiful. So just have her switch sides here, working different angles, maybe a little bit more to the side. So maybe that's it, changing the range of motion, adding some rotation to the exercise, and changing the direction that she's moving in terms of that full body extension. And then mixing it up. Maybe standing behind her, giving her different targets, or just different cues. Good. All right, so one more sequence to go, and that's the standing with rotation. So hold on to that for 1 second, and we're going to lower this down. I'm going to detach the pulley, and you're going to step up on the standing platform first. Carefully put your other foot on the glide board. Nice. So what I might have her do is first open in a side split. Perform your rotation. Come back. Now close the glide board. So just separate it. Open it. So rather than integrating it, Joanne, come back. So first just use your legs only. Rotate. Bring the rotation back. Then close the glide board. So you're separating. Opening. Hold it. Stabilize. Rotate. Release. Good. Bring the glide board back. So I would just play with the actual exercise from a neurological perspective and from a strength perspective, where she's having to hold either her arms or her legs. So come back. So let's have you do the twist first. So twist. No, don't move the glide board. Come back. Just twist. Now open the glide board. Now come back with your legs only. Now release the twist. Good. Twist. Hold the twist. Open the glide board. Bring the glide board back. And then release the twist. Good. So just kind of stuff like that. I would play with the movement pattern, holding either the arms or the legs to make it more challenging. Next, in terms of her internal external rotation single arm throws, I would have her stand on one foot. So I would either have her stand on one foot, either it's going to be the same side foot, good, or it could be the opposite side foot, your left foot, same arm. Good. And then switch it up, face the side. Same idea. I would have her stand on one foot. Whoop. Maybe and whoop. That's good. That's what happens in real life. Okay, here we go. Keep facing that way. Let's go. And then have her try a few on the other foot. Make sure you're facing the side. And the other thing I would have her do here is be different distances from the rebounder. So moving closer. Closer, closer, closer. So the ball is going to come up at a little bit different angle, and she's going to have to catch it a little bit quicker. I might have her do the exercise faster. Pause. Okay. I might have her also stand on some kind of stability element. I might even bring the GTS all the way over and have her stand on a slight angle to do the ball throws, just to mix up her stance while she's doing those different shoulder exercises. Last exercise is the prone cobra. So I'd have her lay down and have her lift up. And I really wouldn't do much here other than maybe giving her a couple of small weights in her hands, 1 pound max, just to increase the load a little bit. But this is a finishing exercise where I want her to walk out the door with her shoulders drawn down, her rhomboids and her lower traps active, okay, her neck nice and long, just so she has great posture when she leaves the gym, and that's how she finishes her workout. So that's how I would mix it up with Joanne. Joanne, pause. You can sit up. Okay, sort of progress her workout. Thanks for tuning in for this garage clip.